Deuteronomy chapter 2. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spoke unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spoke unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward, and command you the people, saying, You are to pass through the border of your brethren the children of Esau, that dwell in Seir, and they will be afraid of you. Take you good heed unto yourselves, therefore, contend not with them, for I will not give you of their land, not so much as for the sole of the foot to tread on, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. You shall purchase food of them for money, that you may eat, and you shall also buy water of them for money, that you may drink. For the Lord your God hath blessed you in all the work of your hand. He hath known your walking through this great wilderness. These 40 years the Lord your God has been with you. You have lacked nothing. So we passed by from our brethren the children of Esau, that dwell in Seir, from the way of Arabah, from Elath, and from Ezion-Geber. And we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And the Lord said unto me, Be not at enmity with Moab, neither contend with them in battle. For I will not give you of this land for a possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for a possession. The Emim dwelt therein aforetime a great people, and many, and tall as the Anakim. These also are counted Rephaim, as the Anakim, but the Moabites call them Emim. And in Seir dwelt the Horites aforetime, but the children of Esau succeeded them, and they destroyed them from before them, and they dwelt in their stead, as Israel did, unto the land of his possession, which the Lord gave unto them. Now rise up, and get you over the brook of Zered. And we went over the brook Zered, and the days in which we came from Kadesh Barnea, until we were come over the brook of Zered, were 38 years, until all the generations, even the men of war, were consumed from the midst of the camp, as the Lord swore unto them. Moreover, the hand of the Lord was against them, to discomfit them from the midst of the camp, until they were consumed. So it came to pass, when all the men of war were consumed and dead from among the people, that the Lord spoke unto me, saying, You art this day to pass over the border of Moab, even Ar. And when you comest nigh over against the children of Ammon, harass them not, nor contend with them. For I will not give you of the land of the children of Ammon for a possession, because I have given unto the children of Lot for a possession. That also is accounted a land of Rephaim. Rephaim dwelt therein aforetime, but the Amorites called them Zamzummim, a people great and many, and tall as the Anakim. But the Lord destroyed them before them, and they succeeded them, and they dwelt in their stead, as he did for the children of Esau that dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horites from before them. And they succeeded them, and they dwelt there in their stead, even unto this day. And the Avim that dwelt in villages as far as Gaza, the Caphtorim that came forth out of Caphtor, destroyed them, and they dwelt in their stead. Rise you up, take your journey, and pass over the valley of Arnon. Behold, I have given into your hands Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land. Begin to possess it, and contend with him in battle. This day will I begin to put the dread of you and the fear of you upon the peoples that are under the whole heaven, who, when they hear the report of you, shall tremble and be in anguish because of you. I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kedemoth unto Sihon, king of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, Let me pass through your land. I will go along by the highway. I will neither turn unto the right hand nor to the left. You shall sell me food for money, that I may eat, and give me water for money, that I may drink. Only let me pass through on my feet, as the children of Esau that dwelt in Seir, and the Moabites that dwelt in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over the Jordan unto the land which the Lord our God gives us. But Sihon, the king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him. For the Lord your God hardened his spirit, and made his heart obstinate. that he might deliver him into your hand, as appeareth this day. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have begun to deliver up Sihon and his land before you begin to possess his land. Then Sihon came out against us, he and all his people, unto battle at Jahaz. And the Lord our God delivered him up before us, and we smote him, and his sons, and all his people. And we took all his cities at that time, and we utterly destroyed every city, the men, and the women, and the little ones. We left none remaining. Only the cattle we took for a prey unto ourselves, with the spoil of the cities which we had taken, from Aroer, which is on the edge of the valley of Arnon, and from the city that is in the valley, even unto Gilead. There was not a city too high for us. The Lord our God delivered up all before us. Only to the land of the children of Ammon you camest not near, all the side of the river Jabbok, and the cities of the hill country, and wheresoever the Lord our God forbade us. All right, that was chapter 2. What chapter 2 picks us up is that the children have just rebelled against God. They wouldn't go into the land that God had told them, because the spies they'd sent in there come back and told them of the Anakim, the giants that lived there. We could go more into these giants, but not at this time. That's going to be in another book. We'll explain that. But he picks up here, and they go back into the wilderness, verse 1, and then they stayed there in that Mount Seir. They went around that for who knows how long. They was there. Then God said, well, you've been around here long enough. Now get the children, Moses, and head back towards the land that I told you, back northward. And that's in verse 3 that he says here. He says, you've compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward. And so Moses took the people, and God told him, he says, now when you come to the land of Esau, of course Esau's Jacob's brother, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel later on. So all the tribe of Israel, the children of Jacob, who are the relatives of Esau. So God says, when you go through Esau's land, you can buy food and water from them, but you can't have Esau's land. He says, I've given this to Esau. And likewise, he tells them, when you go through the land of Moab, and when you go through the land of Ammon, he says, you can't have this land. I've give this land to Lot's children, because Moab and Ammon are the children of Lot. We learned that back in Genesis when God destroys Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot flees the city with his family, and then we'll learn that in another book. Right now, basically, the children have left Seir, and they've headed back to the promised land. These are the generation that was there. Verse 14, in the days in which we came from Kadesh Barnea, until we were come over from the brook of Zered, were 38 years, until all the generation, even the men of war, were consumed from the midst of the camp, as the Lord swore unto them. Like God said, there won't be one of you, none of you going to get to come in here except for Caleb, and of course Joshua. So, when all the men of war were consumed and dead from among the people, in verse 16, God spoke to Moses, saying, you are this day to pass back over the border of Moab, even from Ar. That's when they went back, and God tells them, you can't have nothing of these 3 tribes, because they are your family. God sends the children over to destroy 7 other nations before them. And basically, this chapter here just basically deals with some of the history, and tells us what the beginning of the battles which the children would start to fight as they come up to the Jordan on the east side. And before they would go across the Jordan, they would take over the 2 kings, Og and Sihon. And so basically that's where this chapter 2 takes us. And then of course we'll get on into chapter 3 in the next lesson.